Good morning. It is September 11th of 22. Sprinkler finally stopped running so I can come in here and do some video documenting. Before we get started with this, I'll show you my palm mugs. So I had this idea, I was going to make some palm mugs and sell them on Etsy to make some money. We got the Jubea chilensis there, Trachycarpus fortunei. You got pictures, and then you've also got all the data on the back, where they're from, how big they get, what their fronds are like, what their fruit is like, their cold hardiness, everything about them. But anytime I get an idea to make money, this is what happens. This one printed nice and good. This one is totally out of focus. They were both good quality images, and Zazzle just decided to allow me to not make money. That's what always happens when I try to make money on something. There's something out of my control that prohibits me from doing so. Everything is a loss, nothing is a gain. On the bright side, I love coffee. Coffee is delicious. So I'm documenting seedlings because I just need to for my own personal reference. These are Allagoptera arenaria, and I had them labeled. The marker wore off or faded or something off of almost all of my palms, so a lot of them I don't know what they are. That's why I should have done this a long time ago. So I had to post these on the Palm Talk, and Charlene out of Satellite Beach, Florida, she's the one who sold me these. She got on here and chimed in and said yes, these are Allagopteras. So got these 4 months ago. They're doing well. They don't have any sun or spider mite damage at all, unlike a lot of my palms. Here I've got some unknown seedlings. They look a lot like Trachycarpus, except the leaflets are too long, I think, and there's no fibery ligules like you'd normally see with Trachycarpus at the bottom. They may be the same as this. Phoenix reclinata by Robelinii. This is from Scott Wallace out of Jacksonville, Florida. They look a lot like that, these three here, so they may be the same thing. I've had very poor germination rates with a batch of Chamaedorea microspadix, and they've been eaten up by something. Chamaedorea radicalis, on the other hand, I bought several batches of seeds. These are the newest batch that I germinated earlier this spring. I've got a bunch more that are larger. These germinated last fall, I think, and I've got some that are very etiolated and look quite different. So I've got all kinds of palm seedlings that are not labeled at all, so I assume they're Trachycarpus fortunei anytime I see a seedling without a label. I've got probably 100 of these in my garden, hiding underneath everything. My Lidocarium honii are doing decent. This is the biggest one. It is probably 2 feet tall. It's getting some trunk on it. Looking good. I almost killed my Lidocarium insignia down there. It was in standing water and it almost died, but it has recovered. What else have I got over here? Not much of interest. Rapis excelsa. I almost killed one of those too. I put it in too much sunlight. Caryota maxima. So I love how big and chunky these leaflets are. I saw a ton of these in landscape in northern India, and they all flowered at the same time and they all died at the same time. So there's lots of businesses and residences in northern India that look horrible because they're surrounded by dead Caryotas. So I love Caryotas, but don't use them as the only palm in your landscape. You got to mix them up with lots of other stuff. Arenga ryucuensis. I grew these from seed, from rare palm seeds. I don't remember how old they are. Maybe 2. I don't know. So these took really bad sunburn when I moved them outside. Some of them look pretty pitiful, but the newest one, the biggest, newest frond is starting to go a little bit pinnate, so that's exciting. That's a very rare palm. I've got a bunch of these Archontophoneix. I've got, I think, 3 different species from Meg out of Cape Coral, Florida. I got these about a year ago as small seedlings. Archontophoneix have done wonderful for me. They like having wet feet. I've got a bunch over here. I put them in this container so they could have wet feet, and they seem to like it. I did not expect them to do this well. And again, Trachycarpus fortunei seedlings just everywhere. Over here, I've got, this one's a Phoenix, I'm sorry, this one's Syagrus, just regular Romanzophiana. This is a Phoenix reclinata. And then some more, this one's Syagrus. Those have really grown very slowly for me. Surprised how slowly they've grown. Phoenix reclinata, there's another one. So these, I assume, are a Caryota mitis. This was obviously mislabeled. I got some needle palms from Floribunda, and I don't know how I mislabeled this one so badly. Obviously nothing like a Rhipidophyllum hystrix. This one, the marker is worn off, but you can see it was once labeled Caryota. I posted this on the Palm Talk, and Charlene said it could be an Arenga, and I agree, it does look similar to an Arenga, but I don't have any Arengas this size, so I think it's got to be Caryota. Got a couple Sabal Riversides. Thank God the label is still on this one, because I've got a bunch of different random Sabals. And if this wasn't labeled as Riverside, I would have no way of knowing. This is another one. It looks like a Phoenix. I don't know if it's a reclinata. I don't know. This is a Dactylifera, Phoenix Dactylifera Zahedi. This is one I got from Brian down in, what city does he live in Oregon? I don't remember. Wodyetia. This one is for sure Wodyetia. This one is labeled Allagoptera, but it is definitely not an Allagoptera. So I think that's a Wodyetia as well. This is a Phoenix reclinata that's doing quite well. Starting to go pinnate. This is probably a reclinata. And then here are all my Schaefer hybrids. These grew great inside last winter, and they have really slowed down since I brought them outside. So first is Jubea by Yate, right here. Next is Yate by Jubea. Got a little more of a glaucous look to it. Next is Butia Jubea by Syagrus. Looks pretty good. Butia by Parajubea toralii. I'm excited to see how this one does. It's 3 feet tall right now. Last is a Rich Lindbergh hybrid. It's 4 feet tall. This is a Djibouti. And the newest spear is starting to go pinnate. So then I've got Beccaria Phoenix alfredii. It's 2.5 feet tall from soil level. There's another one. There's another Archontophoneix. There's another Caryota mitis. Got another Caryota mitis right here. And another one right there. And this is one of those unknown sables. The label wore off. It's definitely a sable, but I don't know what. So another Chamaedorea radicalis. That one's pretty big. And where is the Sable Oregon? There's no such thing as Sable Oregon, but that's what the guy was selling them as on Etsy. And this may be a cross between Mexicana and Minor. It may have some Brazoriensis. We're not sure. So I've got all kinds of things that Like, I assume this is Trachycarpus fortunei. Yep, and it's got the ligules at the bottom, right down there. So that's got to be a fortunei. So that's the importance of labeling things and documenting things. Look at all of these Remusatia vivipara. I grew these from bulbules. I also observed those in habitat in northern India. And I've got some over here. I've got one, but the leaves are getting pretty good sized. See if you can see it here. That's about how big they get in habitat, and that looks exactly like what I saw in India. So those have got to be Remusatias. Down here, oh my goodness, I've got so many things. Look at that. That is a sable. You can tell by the bluish green color. But what sable is that? Did I label this one? I'm so dumb. Palmetto. Oh shit, I did label that one. Okay, cool. So you gotta label them, or there's no way of telling what sables are when they're this small. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.